Hey guys, it's Steph. I am back because, of course, my last live feed was kind of interrupted by a small furry snapping turtle named Kojak. Excuse me. I wanted to be outside because it's a really, really nice fall day, beautiful October day, and I wanted to have my furry little friend with me. My furry little friend went apeshit, and here we are. Anyway, and he's taking a nap right now. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good today. It's a very pretty day here in central Pennsylvania, but I want to talk a little bit about what we were talking about before. So, to reiterate, to go over it one more time. There's a book out, and I talked about it in my previous video. Please check it out. The Red Diaper Baby Strikes Back is what it's called, and it's about a book called Fascinating Facts About Star Wars. And every shill from comic book resources to even Star Wars Holocron is shilling the fact that the story that Pablo put in there, because Pablo Hidalgo is the writer of this giant piece of shit, that George was going to kill Luke off in episode 8. Well, that's not true, according to Mark Hamill. Are you going to believe the actor or the put upon so-called keeper of the lore and brand manager, Pablo Hidalgo, who has treated the fans like shit ever since George walked out the door? So anyway, Mark said that it was going to be episode 9 after Luke trained Leia. Now, I'm going to say this. I would think that the part where Han, or that when Luke was on hiding, and in a place where he was by himself, he was guarding a Sith crypt. So, you know, so him being by himself, maybe a bit crazy, was fine. But when somebody put the whole Colonel Kurtz thing from Apocalypse Now, it's like, no, Luke wasn't. No, I mean, no one believes that. See, this is my opinion. Pablo wrote this, and I've said this before. Pablo wrote this because he hates George, because he is angry at the fans. And this book actually was probably been in the works, and it's not just published. I think this book was been in the works since 2017, 2018. So, because it takes that long to get a book drafts written, things reviewed, and you know what I'm saying, editors. It takes a while to get a book out there. And it looks to me like it's scorched earth. If you remember when I told you guys, Kathleen Kennedy told Bob Chapek, I'm not going to say it's Iger anymore, when he told her that George was helping work, do the going over the scripts for season 3 of Mandalorian, that she was going to burn it all down. I have since learned that yes, indeed, she's not running Lucasfilm anymore, and that she is on her way out the door, and it won't be officially announced till second quarter next year. We thought it was going to be this year, but legalities, I guess, there's something about her contract and all the rest of this shit. But for all intents and purposes, she's not running Lucasfilm anymore. But there is still a remnant of hers, and this includes the story group, and this includes Pablo Hidalgo, still fighting for the dumpster fire they, created, their lore, which is why people are worried that they're redoing the Force, that they're retconning Yoda, and to me, it just looks like this shit was already in the hopper. Disney probably can't really afford to cancel these books. I mean, does it? I mean, if anybody out there can explain to me, does it cost more to cancel an already into production book, or does it cost more to just publish it? All right, I don't know, but this stuff all seems to be coming out at the same time. All these stories, and we've got CBR shilling, we've got other shills shilling, Screen Rant, I'm sure, Slash Film, and all the rest of that. Those wastes of the internet, wandering around, spewing their dumpster fires. You gotta say this. A lot of these people shill because they want perks. They want to have access. This is what I call the access media. Okay. We're not. Disney doesn't want any bad PR. Even if it's shitty, they don't want any bad PR. Even if it's obvious it's shitty, they don't want any bad PR. They think by keeping people out who are going to say this sucks is going to cause people to say, wow, this is good. No, it doesn't. It sucks. Okay. The problem with them is that they don't control the narrative anymore. The fans control it. And with the internet, word of mouth defeats every shill out there. That includes Scott Mendelson at Forbes and all the rest of these people. And they know it. You all know, everybody who's going to be watching this or is in the audience knows that they all know that Disney's canon is a dumpster fire. It is shit, okay? Not gonna sit here and blow sunshine up anybody's ass. There's garbage and this is garbage. Okay. That's the thing, isn't it? And I know, and you all know, without saying it, that the High Republic, Project Luminous, is gonna be shit. The writers are awful people. They're not novelists. They're not creative. They're left-wing social justice warrior activists who are anti-white, anti-Star Wars bigots. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you hold values that are the antithesis of what Star Wars is about, and you're writing Star Wars, I guarantee you I'm not going to see a good Star Wars book. It's just it. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. From you, all right? And that's what the High Republic is. But again, all of this crap is coming out at the same time. And furthermore, Comic Book Resources is also turning their attention on the EU, which wasn't perfect, but it was a fuck of a lot better and made more sense within the universe than what they've got on here. Okay, than when Disney's got going. And most of the people that don't like the EU don't know why they don't like the EU, because I've never read the books. When you ask, shill number 5, hey, have you ever read Jedi Academy? What's a Jedi Academy? All right. What's a Jedi Academy? They don't know what you're talking about. They don't even really know what the canon is. There's high canon, which are all the movies, the Lucas era films, prequels, and the OT. And then there's the secondary canon, which is the movies and Clone Wars. Okay. I don't see why it would have hurt them to take books from the EU that were very popular. And that's the thing, they don't realize how popular these books were. It's like Kennedy's lied that there wasn't any stories that they could work from, any lore. That's bullshit. There's 40 years of it. And it's not just what George put together, it's what the novels were. And Lucas was very much involved with a lot of the writing of the EU. And if you come here and tell me that's not true, I'm going to prove to you that's a lie. J.W. Rinsler said nothing that they did came without George's approval. Okay? J.W. Rinsler was one of the main guys that actually handled a lot of this at Lucasfilm. So if you're an SJW fuckstick and you're going to come here and tell me I'm wrong, I'm going to bring out the big guys, the veterans, that will say, no, you're wrong. Okay? So why is Pablo lying? Pablo is lying. I mean, Mark Hamill would say that's not true. Okay, he would say that's not true. Pablo's lying, first of all, to piss off the fans. This Facts About Star Wars is a direct attack on you as a fan, on me as a fan, and at George Lucas. You guys saw one of his old bios on his Twitter account. What billionaire could he possibly be talking about? George Lucas. Okay. I mean, when I think about at that time period, and we find out that George had actually went to Ireland to visit the set of Game of Thrones, he was deeply involved at that time. Why would George Lucas go to the set of that show just say, hey? He was there for a reason. He wanted to meet he wanted to meet the two showrunners, okay? The Davids, I can't remember their names. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, and he met them, and not long after, they were, a few months after, they were told they weren't getting their trilogy, their show. And why? Because he realized they were full of shit, and they weren't as good as what they were purported to be, okay? All right? So George has been involved, not as much as I wish he had been. I do know for a fact, though, that he did help write and direct the first rendition of JJ's shitty Rise of Skywalker, and that was the rendition that Kennedy set fire to. And that the story that the money people, one of the investor dudes, went to find out what the hell was going on at Lucasfilm. He found out that existed. So he sat down and watched it, walked out, and was so mad he could hardly talk. And then all of things started happening. I believe that happened. Because now you see Kennedy completely retconning what she said. There weren't any stories. And going back to saying, well, there's just so much lore and just so much to it. And, we really want to, fuck you, Kathy. You knew from the start that there was things there that you could use. And you said, fuck it all. We're going to start from scratch. And we're going to fuck it all up. Because you didn't want to do Star Wars. You wanted to do a left-wing SJW goddamn diatribe. And you had your red diaper baby, that fat fuck from Venezuela, from Chile, Pablo, Jabba the Hutt, Hidalgo, running around hiring angry feminazi fat bitches like Claudia Gray and angry racist ranters like Justine Ireland and angry La Raza tutors, Daniel Jose Older, to write the fucking books. And then a bunch of soy-filled white boys like Charles Soule. Who was that fucker that wrote The Force, the book that came out right before The Rise of Skywalker, and it basically shit all over Han Solo again? I mean, they think they have the right to do this. And, I'm going to tell you something. When you take on writing for a franchise like Star Wars, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to everyone that came before you to do it right. And these people intentionally went out and fucked it up. They fucked it up because Orange Man bad? I mean, if the biggest reason why they intentionally fucked up Star Wars is because they hate Donald Trump, are you fucking kidding me? Let's say like I bought Lucasfilm in 2008. Do you honestly think I would have gone out of my way to fuck up Star Wars because I hate Barack Obama? I don't give two shits about Barack Obama. Okay? That's how bad they are. That they're literally so unglued by this, the 2016 election, and trust me, they're going to get worse. And when this is over, because they're going to be, oh my God, we lost again. I mean, don't believe the polls, people. Don't believe the polls. You know, that they had to fuck up a 40-year franchise that had absolutely fucking nothing to do with anything that's relevant. All right? Star Wars is a place for us to go to have fun, to read, to maybe learn about the human condition. It's not a place to sit there and discuss how much you hate a certain political leader. Okay, that's relevant at the time. All right, you want to do movies like that? Write a script, sell it. Okay, hey, Grey Jedi. But don't fuck around and turn it into a diatribe, which is exactly what they did. They can't help themselves. And then Hollywood wonders why their box office was falling before COVID. All right? And now they can't get anything going on. And that was my dog, by the way. The little darling is now not napping anymore. Anyway, so we got this book and that Pablo wrote, and it's a bestseller, but there aren't any reviews. I tried to leave a video review, and they took it down. There are no reviews, and I'm pretty sure that everybody who's reviewed it has gone off on it. All right, I left a I was pretty nice. I was pretty even-tempered. In fact, I was very kind. I just said, you don't want to buy this book. This book, I've seen enough of it. I looked at it. It's garbage. I wouldn't buy it. If you want good Star Wars content, go to anything written before Disney acquired it. All right, but they took it down. But this book is an attack on the fans. It's an attack on George Lucas, and it looks like that it's sort of, to me, it just looks like scorched earth. And again, why are the shills attacking the expanded universe? I know why. You know why. We all know why. All right? Because I have a feeling that Disney, in its wisdom, finally, is looking at all the treasure trove of stories and going, hey, OG, Star Wars is in the house. I know why they're doing it. Because a lot of the money guys at Disney are looking through the EU going, there's a lot of good here. There's a lot of good here. You know, if they want to sell, Jaina Solo figures. I have one, and it's actually one that Hasbro put out. They would sell billions of them. You want to sell Jason Solo figures? They would sell billions of them. Okay. You know, the thought. You know, here's the thing about taking everything and wiping it clean. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? There has to be a starting place, and they didn't have any. Okay, they didn't have any, so they made up shit. They pulled shit out of their asses, and this is what we got. You know, they didn't think, what are Rey's motivations besides being the bestest ever? Where are Kyle Ron's motivations? Why does he hate his father? First off, OG, I think Cameron would actually help you on this. That book has probably been in the hopper for a long time. And I think he wrote that part of, attacking the fans over Luke's death as just a fuck you to all of us. I do think that they're making a big deal about it because they're trying to show that there's some sort of love for what they did, but the money people are saying, no, there isn't. You know what I'm saying? The money people are looking at it going, nobody wants a Rey figure. People are openly mocking Kyle Ron. People are mocking, Holdo, she's kindling. What the hell are you people talking about? The publishing, people, the only people who run around screaming they liked it are people on Twitter. And Twitter is not how the world works. It is not the real world. Twitter doesn't measure how many books are sold. All right. I would definitely say that if you took the best-selling book that Claudia Gray wrote, oh yeah, I know, because they want, this is about trying to for them to try to change the narrative, and I'm gonna go kind of Andrew Breitbart right now. The MSM, the shills, the Access Media can't can't form the narrative anymore. It doesn't belong to them anymore. And the reason why is because of us, you and me, Alora, and the bigger YouTubers. The fact that there are places for the fans to go to complain, and social media. I've got a Star Wars group. There are a lot of other Star Wars groups that are like, this sucks. When you go to the official Star Wars page, most of the fans are saying, I'm not buying that, okay? Claudia Gray, I guarantee you, has never sold nearly the books. Oh yeah, well, I think Hulda was, I got a theory about that is just, it's too long. But, when you go to the official Star Wars, nobody wants it. And they can't, the narrative, they don't own the narrative anymore. And they're trying desperately to fashion a narrative. And what's interesting to me is, like, let's talk about the Kelly Marie Tran story. She left Instagram. And the story was, well, people are making racist statements to her. No, they weren't. She left it because of what the MSM was saying, of what the media was doing to her. It's the same thing with the Jake Lloyd thing. It's the same thing with the, any of them. They don't own the narrative anymore. And you can tell by the way they get beaten up when they say stuff online, on Twitter. You can tell by the fact that they can't sell tickets. Solo lost $250 million. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. You wanna see a short, balding, soy boy play Han Solo? No, you don't. You just don't. Did you really want to see a movie about Star Wars 5 months after TLJ came out? No. When John Kasdan, who only got the job because he's Larry Kasdan's son, not because he's any good, says, well, yeah, of course Lando Calrissian's pansexual. I'm still not sure about the definition of that, by the way. Anybody want to see the ladies' man of Lando Calrissian be treated like that? Billy D. Williams, who was like, what? When somebody brought that up. And it's like, no. Movie lost $250 million. And I'd say Alden Ehrenreich himself was $100 million down the drain. Because everyone's looking at him going, he couldn't wear Harrison Ford's jockstrap. What the fuck is he doing? And then, of course, they not only have him playing Han, but they cuck Han to this girl. All right. No, I'm sorry. That was a mistake. That was a mistake that bit them in the ass. That was probably, should have been the signal to Bob Iger that maybe Kathleen Kennedy should go. And the rumors was he was trying to find someone to take her place, and no one wanted it. I heard that Christopher Nolan had been offered to be the head of Lucasfilm, and he was like, no, you know? And the reason is because her decision making was so bad. She didn't know what Star Wars was about. Uh, she was using her political ideals to create a story that didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, she was finding out that the fans didn't like it, you know, and, so they ended up having to keep her on. Now, I have heard that there was supposed to be an announcement coming. It didn't come. They're keeping firings under wraps. I gotta say that, as far as I'm concerned, that I think when they start actually doing the restructuring thing, a lot of people that we don't like are gonna be gone. And the simple reason is this. I gotta blow my nose. Simple reason is this. They can't afford to do this anymore with Lucasfilm. They can't afford it. They can't afford to spend that money because they're not going to get any money back. They're not. I mean, I don't, if it's a best-selling book, Pablo's book, why can't I leave a review? Where are the reviews? There aren't any. Nobody's left any reviews. Why? Because every review has been pointed at him. All right? The High Republic has been met with derision by, absolute derision by the fans. Why? Because we all know it sucks, and now they're attacking the EU. They're attacking the EU because I think that there's a very serious look at bringing some of it back. Maybe not all of it, but some of it back. Replacing Rey with Jaina Solo. Replacing Kyle Ren with Jason. How about fixing Han and Luke? Fixing Leia? The reason why The Mandalorian works so well is because Jon Favreau loves Star Wars, okay? It's not hard. It's not difficult to see it. It's not difficult at all when you put everything together into that. It's just, it is what it is. If you love something, you're gonna do your best for it. If you don't love something, if it's just a job like Matt Martin, hey there. Hey, Brian Fuller's in the house. If like Matt Martin doesn't care. I mean, he is the one that tweeted out that the canon wasn't real anyway. We're like, fucking, we know that. That's not the point, you little shit. But that proves to me he doesn't give a shit about his job, and he doesn't give a shit about what he's doing. All right, he doesn't give a shit about the content they're putting out. Oh, I know, and I honestly, I think what they're trying to do is, like, it looks to me like it's scorched earth. It really, really does. All this shit's coming out now, and they're attacking the EU. All I can say is just get ready, be prepared, and, be on guard, because the restructuring they're talking about, from what I read, the CNBC article, I watched Chapek's interview, and to me, it looks like there's going to be a lot more people gone. A lot. And I don't think any of the studios are immune. And it's not just going to be admin staff, it's going to be redundancies. All right. And I know that there's a Disney auditor, the guys like the Bobs from Office Space, walking into Lucasfilm and wondering what the fuck the story group is. Why? Why do we have one? Okay? So I would say a lot of these guys have caused a lot of trouble. Who was it? Was it Sikori who called Pablo Hidalgo a cancer, a human cancer? He is. A lot of these people are probably going to be gone. I don't see a way out of this. I don't, as creative of a mind, and as much as I like writing fan fiction for Star Wars and having fun with it, and loving how they put the movies together, I also think of hey Jedi Padawan trailer, how much does it cost to produce this? How much is the human overhead, the paychecks? All right, how much am I spending on this? And how much do I expect to get back? If I don't get back a decent profit, I am going to ask a very hard question. And if I lose money, why am I losing money? And who's to blame? All right? And that's the thing. Lucasfilm is $2 billion in the hole themselves. They have not paid for themselves. I don't give a flying fuck who says they made their money back. You're talking net box office, your gross box office. I'm talking net box office. And net box office is what a normal, logical, common sense, practical person looks at. Okay? And if I don't see a profit at the end of the day, someone is going to have to go. Okay? And if I walk into an office and I see incompetent shit going down and whiteboards with, we should have dinosaurs in Star Wars. You know, I'm going to be like, what the hell is this? Okay? This is going to be interesting. And I really think there's going to be a lot of soul searching, I think. I think Jon Favreau is definitely going to be taking over Lucasfilm. And that's a good thing. Okay, that's a good thing. He's a good guy. He's, here's something you didn't know. You know the guy that actually wears a suit for The Mandalorian? Guess whose grandson he is? John fucking Waynes. John Waynes. Okay. George Lucas's son Jet dissed Rey in a tweet not too long, like 4 or 5 days ago. They were showing Luke in his flight suit and then Rey in a whatever. And he said, Leia never wore a tank top. You don't think there's bad blood going on at Lucasfilm right now? And he works at Lucasfilm. Okay? You think he likes what was going on with his dad? What Kennedy did to his dad? No. No. I would really like to see Lucas's story treatments, just to see if I would have liked it. Okay? If I would have thought it was good enough for Star Wars. Because here's the thing about George. George would the writer would come in, they'd work on the script, and then halfway through the script he'd say, well, no, we're gonna do this. All right. That doesn't say he was a bad writer. He already knew what he wanted in the story. He already had it all planned out. How do you get there? And that's what he would change. Okay? Not, oh, we're gonna just change everything. We're gonna do 5 different endings and whatever tests out better. What? It's just, it's time for them to have a come to Jesus moment at Lucasfilm and whatever. But anyway, I gotta go because I gotta feed the dog. So I'll see y'all around the galaxy. Y'all be good. And it was fun. Talk to y'all.